What's up, everybody? You are listening to the Big E Smallz podcast. I'm here with my co-host Eli.
Yeah.
EJ is not here again, but that's because of work.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today?
Good and dandy. Good and dandy.
You're one ugly ass mother. Anyways,
Wow, that's awesome.
make sure you guys like the video if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and if you are not a subscriber yet, you are all booties. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss a banger. Starting off, as always, with Ray's Trivia. Gonna do a basketball one,
I like it.
okay? Should be easy. Should be.
Should be.
That's what I'm gonna say, right? You ready?
I'm ready.
Don't be thrown off by the name. Just pay attention to the question.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yeah.
George Gervin's most points scored in a quarter record was broken in 2015 by this player who still holds the record today. Do you know this said player? Most points in a quarter,
In a quarter.
2015.
2015. Is this a Warriors guy?
It is a Warriors guy. It is a Warriors.
Is it Klay Thompson?
It is Klay
Golly.
Thompson for the Golden State Warriors in 2015 broke George Gervin's record with 37 points scored in one quarter.
That's gross.
Yeah. I'm going to say this at the beginning of the episode maybe so you guys can see this. If you guys have any questions for us, any scenarios, any topics, anything,
Yeah.
please let us know in the comments below. We will definitely dedicate our Thursday episodes to those questions, comments, concerns, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But today we are going to talk about boxing.
Want it.
And particularly, is boxing fixed? This past weekend, even though it was an exhibition, Tyson Fury won his fight against Ngannu.
One?
Right. Now, those that probably watched the fight, Ngannu took down Tyson Fury, or knocked down, better said, excuse me. Tyson Fury, I believe it was the sixth round. Cool, whatever. A lot of times when that happens, you end up being up a couple points for that, round.
Yeah.
Correct? Now, at the end of the match, the three scores from the three judges, two of them were, 96-95 or 95-94?
95-94.
Each going, the other way. So 95-94 for Ngannou, 95-94 for Tyson, or 96-95, whatever the case may be. It was only by 1 point. The middle guy, his scorecard said 96-94. So there's a couple points there. But it was given to Tyson Fury.
Gross.
And if you guys remember what I just said, Tyson Fury
Gross.
is the one that got knocked down in round 5 or 6. And he ends up, and in the eyes of this judge, he's still up 2 points at the end of this fight.
Correct.
Now, I know there's a lot that comes into play, meaning how many rounds this guy has dominated. Maybe that was the only round Ngannou dominated. But it seemed like a pretty decent fight from both for it to be a 2-point difference for this judge.
For you to get knocked down and then for you to then be up 2 is hard. It's tough.
Very tough.
You gotta win straight out from there on.
Went straight out, knocked them down, and that didn't happen. Ngannou actually, he went the distance. He went the 10 rounds. And the reason why I'm posing this question is earlier in the year. Now, there's been a lot more fights this year. There's been, Bella's trying to make an appearance to this episode. There's been a lot of undercards where a lot of people were not happy with the decision. Most notably, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I forgot the name, but I know there was an undercard that was the talk of the town. But another big fight this year was Lomachenko against Devin Haney. And a lot, if not everybody thought Lomachenko won that fight, and the decision was still given to Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Now, posing the question is boxing fixed? Let's start with that one before I get to my next one.
I feel like it definitely sways like it has to be. Some of these, like I know it's an eye test and it's technicality and points and the numbers game, but looking at that fight yesterday, if you were just watching the fight as a fan, just watching it, you could say that Francis won that.
For sure.
Just watching it. Don't even think about putting in points and systematics and like punches landed. Just watching it, two grown ass men go at it. Francis won that fight. So, besides like, you have 3 judges. Obviously, there's 3 for a reason.
For
4
sure,
split.
yeah.
But then for it, I feel like when it's kind of like when you kind of think of it being rigged, the numbers just don't match up.
They don't.
And watching that fight yesterday, because we were watching it and we saw him get knocked out, and we're like, oh, he's here. He came prepared. He looked like he belonged in there. And we saw the picture, when we saw Francis, he looked fresh. Now when we saw Fury,
yeah, his face was a little banged up.
So it was a totally different story.
Yeah.
If we saw it face to face, you put them side by side, and you're like, that guy won that fight?
Yeah. By 2 points, by the way.
By 2. Not 1, 2. So I don't know. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of money involved. To respect the sport and for what it stands for, because obviously the Fury and Wilder fight, when they go at it, it's freaking war. And then you have now a UFC fighter,
Yeah, for sure,
who hasn't boxed a day in his life, go toe-to-toe with Fury. You're like, yeah, no, this guy can't get the win.
So, yeah, and I know that's everybody's thought. Like, okay, this guy's not even a true boxer, excuse me. Let me not
Correct.
say fighter.
Not a fighter.
Boxer.
Yep.
Because he spent most of his career in MMA. And a lot of times we can make the argument that it's kind of flip-flop. If you're a boxer, you could probably be an MMA fighter. And if you're an MMA fighter, you could probably train to be a boxer. But there's a lot of mechanics, a lot of technicalities. It's really tough when you've been doing one thing for a very long time.
Correct.
You know? Now, do I think boxing is fixed? There's a lot of fights where I do think, okay, this is fixed. You know what I'm saying? Actually, another fight that I think could be in this conversation, but after reviewing it and talking to a lot of people, things like this can happen. But the whole Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight with the rib shot. Now, at the moment, I wasn't with it. I'm like, okay, that rib shot didn't look like anything because it looked kind of like it just scraped him. But if you really look at it, he was breaking down Ryan Garcia's body. So obviously that final blow, it really had him on one knee and it was over. But we can also throw that in the fixed argument. But I do want to translate to another point. What if boxing is not fixed, right? And it's just all politics, because a lot of this is marketing. Like you said, a lot of money gets made.
Yeah.
So because a lot of these dudes are marketable, we don't want to taint their record and destroy their marketability. For example, Tyson Fury.
Next fight.
Correct. Tyson Fury, even though this is an exhibition fight, right?
Yeah.
He was undefeated, or he is undefeated. Devin Haney, undefeated. Well, not really undefeated. I think he lost. No, he tied a fight. I forgot how it went with Wilder, but whatever the case may be. Devin Haney, undefeated. And at that time, Devin Haney, along with Crawford and Gervonta Davis, that's the 3-headed dragon of boxing. You're not going to taint, these 3 guys are probably the most marketable guys right now in boxing.
Yep.
So now, even though Lomachenko has been that guy for a really long time, his age is catching up. Lomachenko's not that marketable anymore. So he might have outboxed Devin Haney, but not too much where we are going to put a blemish in Devin Haney's record and ultimately killing his marketability. Yeah. And I think that plays a huge role where it could be fixed in the fact that politics come into play and we rather continue the cash cow than ruin everything and just...
Yeah, you're trying to squeeze out as much juice as possible from whoever's coming up next.
For sure. And I think that's really the conversation here. I mean, that still kind of plays in the whole is boxing fixed conversation, but it's more. I believe it's more about dollars. It's more about politics than the ref just liked one boxer over the other or the judge.
Yeah. I mean, we hear it all the time with like the brothers of like Logan and Paul.
Yeah.
And how they talk about marketing and how it's all about the lead up and what you make of the fight. Even Garcia and what's his name? They're
Gervonta.
going at it hand in hand.
Oh my gosh. The advertisement up to that fight was insane.
Yeah, so like, what's being said, what's being put on Twitter, you have freaking Garcia going on TikTok with these podcasters and speaking real crazy.
Yeah.
So
everybody was speaking spicy.
Yeah. So I get the marketing. I get you want that big fight and you want to make it as big as possible. I understand. But then does it come into the fact that like it's entertainment? We talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
We talk about the NFL. We talk about all these sports.
Yeah.
It's a fine print of
entertainment and sports.
Yeah.
Competition.
Correct. So it kind of falls into that category, and what's marketable, what's happening in the country. We've seen teams, things happen, the hurricane, and you see then the next year New Orleans Saints win it.
I mean, look at the Chiefs this year with the whole Taylor Swift situation.
There's just certain things that that's a coincidence.
Yeah.
So, just like how we talked about, Randy Johnson hitting the bird and
the whole Arizona debacle.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of conspiracies. Why is Bush out of nowhere now throwing the pitch? There's just a lot of random things that happen that we kind of see. Once it happened, it sort of happens again in the long run. So I don't know. A lot of conspiracy. We really can't pinpoint it, but we know it's a little tainted, a little skeptical.
I don't know. It's kind of for the viewers. It's food for thought for you guys. We kind of just wanted to pose the question. Please let us in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Is it fixed? Is it just because we're looking at that way, or is boxing as true as it is, and maybe we just need to analyze it a little bit better and not really get into the hype because a lot of these times, I mean, Lomachenko wasn't really the hype against Devin Haney. I know the whole Ngannu and Tyson Fury, that was a very hype-filled fight.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times. But I don't know. With some of the decisions made, especially with a lot of the undercard fights throughout the year or this year in 2023, I'm a little bit on the whole boxing is probably fixed side.
Yeah.
So, like I said, let us know in the comments below what you think. We are going to talk very briefly of the Thursday night football game tonight, which is the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to talk about.
I definitely put out a bet for that game last week on Thursday. I missed by Stephon Diggs, which I should have known better. It's Thursday night
by 1 yard, right? I think. Or
no, it was a tutty. So I had everything on that card for you guys, perfect. Besides the Diggs touchdown, which I should have known better. It's Thursday night.
Weird things happen.
What you think is gonna happen doesn't happen. For this fight, I'm going to tell you what to do. And it is to not bet at all. Don't bet.
Curveball. Wow.
Don't do it. It's the Titans and it's the Steelers. And the Titans put on a show on Sunday. And I don't think they will be able to duplicate it. And the Steelers are the Steelers. They're gonna, they're a seesaw. They're gonna win. They're gonna lose. They're gonna win. They're gonna lose. But as we know, the coach always is 500, or always has a 500 record.
So he never has.
He never has a losing season.
Okay. All right. Well.
So it is a seesaw race all the way up into the end. So the Titans show up one game, doom another. Yeah, the Steelers show up one game, doom another. I don't know what it's to say. Which one shows up today? It'll be interesting to watch, but I'm not watching.
Well, you heard it here first. For the second iteration of Eli's tickets,
Yeah.
we have none.
None.
Eli's gonna pass on this one. Oh, it doesn't look like it's a very appealing game to throw some money at. So
No.
but yeah, like I said before at the beginning, and we've been saying for a few weeks, Thursdays are gonna be short. We would really like for you guys to let us know of any topics, any questions that you guys would like us to address for the Thursday episode to make it a little bit easier for us to give you some appealing content and also content that's interacting with you guys.
Yeah.
But that being said, if you enjoy the video, make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and those that aren't subscribed, you are all booties. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss a banger.
Yeah.
So next time, game, we love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.